Hello, I'm Maaret and I work as a principal test engineer at Vaisala. I want to use my 8 minutes at this test flicks on having better ideas at test design. And by test design, I mean the continuous collection, creation and prioritization of ideas that would help us produce the results from testing that the world around us expects. The ideas that would lead us into doing what we do with the software so that we find the problems, so that we recognize the problems that we need to recognize, and so that we can have the conversations around quality that we need to have in order to react to whatever information we provide. I know from the 25 years I've been at this that testing is far from simple. It's knowledge work, just like application programming, targeting information that helps us address quality concerns. With this simple model, we could describe testing as a model of doing testing where the input is someone with brains and the output is learning to do the work better and the information and artifacts we expect in our organization. We come as we are and we learn. The software we are testing and its features, we learn of that. The problems and their relevance, we learn of that. We learn of each other and the communication and collaboration, and we definitely learn about the business that pays our salaries and the expectations there. In the last month, I've taken a course on test design. On the course, 2 exercises have thrown me at OpenOffice Impress, the presentation software, and I've needed to choose a single variable to analyze for test ideas. True to my exploratory tester nature, I could not commit to a variable before completing a whole variable tour to find something I would have fun with, finding new kind of information. I chose transparency of elements. I learned quickly to connect it with the default value it could have. I learned there was editing, presenting and printing modes and all of the options there. I learned there was different element types it could be applied with, and that there were many places where you can edit that particular value. On the first exercise, we were required to list risks imagining bug reports that we might end up writing on it. I generated my list allowing the application to be my external imagination. It really speaks to me, and it increased the creativity I could bring at the task. On the second exercise, we were asked to apply risk-based domain testing. Equivalence classes, boundary values and the sort, but with the idea that risk, what we expect that might fail, will guide us to equivalence classes. Like entering single digits can behave quite differently from something with, let's say, 3 digits or decimal numbers. And I found a bunch of inconsistencies and problems, and the application even rewarded my tester efforts with a big visible crash dialog that nicely reproduces at my will when combining 2 digits with undo. Yes, single digit is fine, but 2 digits with undo will crash the app. And that all reminds me that we don't need to create specialized test apps to learn testing. The software industry got us covered. It's not just courses where I find that I already think in quite many dimensions and details allowing me to discover bugs, but the experience and reality from the teams, projects and products I work with too suggest the very same. The test design ideas that I can produce are a little bit more versatile. With a simple process, I'm often called to situations where output isn't where it should be. We are missing bugs, we are not documenting with test automation, we are thinking simplistically about coverage, and thus we're missing even the idea that there are bugs to find on other dimensions before the customer will see them in production. As a tester, I will start with adding of results, but as a principal test engineer, being great at testing isn't sufficient. I need to make people around me better at testing, and I need to fix the practice while adding some of the results. I need to work in scale. To fix the practice, I have a recipe of my own. I don't do instructions and processes, and I don't choose tools or enforce guidelines, and I definitely don't create test cases for others to complete. I start my work from within the team, joining as a tester, and as such I experience what the team misses, and I try to figure out how we can learn together so that we no longer miss that information even when I'm gone. We work towards making testing everyone's business. Testing is too important to be left just for testers, developers, product owners, neighbor teams, other testers. We are all welcome to equally pitch in. We make improvements continuously, but each individual improvement can be a really small adjustment through feedback on a daily basis. We notice the change when we look back 6 months, but day to day it might seem like we are still doing the same things. I work to remove myself so that I can repeat this cycle of improvement from within, with another team needing insightful ways of taking those small steps to better. Fixing the results starts from showing what are the results that we have been missing. If you don't know what you're missing, you don't yet know to miss it. And if you learn that from your customers, you might already be feeling a little bit more uncertain about the situation. I've repeated this growth journey across organizations and teams, and the takeaways I still want to leave you with on this is how do you learn to have that versatility of ideas so that you can see the results that we have been missing in our projects. Those ideas, they stem from your ability to come up with great ideas and connect information of the past to the product change work going on right now. I recommend you first of all read bug reports, not just your own, all of your colleagues, your organizations, and if possible, whatever the customers directly reported in an unfiltered form. I recommend you read lists of generalized bug reports. The taxonomies are available, for example, in books by Kainer and Beiser, and there's a lot of relevant information even these days, even though the books are getting kind of old already. Learn Test Design, the BBST series, is really brilliant. I grew up being a tester with Kem Kainer, doing the black box software testing course materials, and it's now available as online teaching courses, kind of as his life's work. Finally, work together with others. When you work in a group, in an ensemble, you will learn about the things you did not know, and then you can't ask because you don't know of them. So working in the context of actual tasks that you need to complete together with the others, enable the others to help you realize what you need to learn a little faster, and it speeds up all of our learning significantly. And finally, I'm happy to connect on LinkedIn and write my notes publicly on Twitter. Let's keep in touch. I'm looking forward to learning to provide better results in testing with you all. Thank you.